In this video, I'm doing a solar Q&A that has been long awaited, so buckle up and hold on to your hat because I'm going to answer all your questions. Well, actually, I decided to pull some questions out of my comment section, so if you do have a question in the future, I do plan to make a lot more of these videos because now I see that there's a lot of questions that people need answering, okay? So if you have a question, post it down in the comment below underneath this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, the first question is, I currently just started working in the sales for solar and I'm not sure about this company yet. They said $50 a lead, $100 for appointment setting, and $1,000 if they close. For a door-to-door appointment setter, do you think that this is fair? I don't know, you tell me. You probably don't know the math, but the way I would look at it is this. You could look at it two ways. How long does it usually take you, meaning how many human hours does it take you to get 5 appointments, out of which maybe the guys are gonna sell 1 deal that you're gonna get paid? And you work out the numbers. If the numbers are good for you and you want to continue doing that, thumbs up on my end. But usually that is a bad deal because the hardest thing in the world is to self-generate a lead, period. A lead or appointment is the hardest thing to get in this industry. All right, if you get someone with a good potential, it is not very hard to close. Most of the time, if the numbers make sense to the homeowner, you just sell your personality and that's the end of that. I do think you might be getting taken advantage of in this one scenario, but like I said, if you do the numbers and the numbers make sense for you, by all means continue to do that. Second question, I ignored the video for a few days because the title was annoying, but man, I'm a door knocker. Just today, I was thinking of why don't I just open my own solar company? This is nuts. I'm gonna have to watch all your videos. I know a few installers, so what's the onboarding process with an installer? Bro, I'm telling you, man, do not ignore the videos that I'm posting. Watch them all because I have hidden gems in every single one of them. All right, so you gotta watch them all because when you put the puzzle together, the whole picture, you'll be able to see clearly. You go from color blinded to seeing color again. But anyway, to answer your question, I know a few installers, so what's the onboarding process with an installer? Usually the way it works is this. You fill out an onboarding form on somebody's website, or if you already have an installer, they send you an email. They're probably gonna send you a bunch of questions in the email, or they're gonna send you a form you can fill out. You fill out the form, you sign an agreement, they're gonna send you an agreement with all their adders, everything that they have, read everything and in between the lines. If you don't know how to read an agreement, ask somebody in the industry to read it for you, because sometimes new people get screwed like that because they don't know what they don't know. So that's as far as like the process. The process is to reach out. Obviously, you already have a few installers. It sounds like you reach out to them, you get them to email you a questionnaire or a form. You fill it out. That's their onboarding form, and then they send you an agreement, and then pretty much you're off to the races. And then you pretty much get access to the CRM, whatever, what have you, so you could see all your deals. All right, third question. The installer is the solar manufacturing company, right? Correct? And how much on average would they pay out in commission if I went through them by myself? The install is not the manufacturing company. The manufacturing company, most of the time, if it's not made in America, they come from China. The manufacturing company that manufactures the panels are usually China based. That's cool. And so the installer is the company that carries out the work, that puts the panels on the roof. So how much on average would they pay out in commission if I went through them by myself? That's a deal depending on the state. I can't tell you exactly how much you're going to pay out, but they give you a red line, and everything that you sell above that red line is pretty much your commission. Okay, accounting obviously for dealer fees and stuff like that when submitting a deal, but everything else above that red line is potentially your commission. I'm in car sales right now in California. Should I move to solar? I don't know. Should you? Listen, man, I don't know the car industry too well right now, but I can tell you this. If I asked you a question, hey, would you move to paper advertising right now from car sales? You'd be like, hell no, because that industry is reducing its capacity by 25% year on year every single year. Okay, so you know not to go there because it's a dying industry, right? Everything's online, everything's digital now. What I know about solar is that the industry is growing every single year. So if I'm looking into changing to a different industry, I want to know, is that industry growing or is it not? That's all I need to know. And solar is definitely here to stay, and it's definitely growing year on year. If you had to ask me, I'll tell you, I don't know. Consider the contacts that you have, consider the money that you're making right now, and the fact that you have to account for some time where you're learning the industry ropes. I don't know. The answer might be yes. The answer might be no. But all I can tell you is that with enough time, you're probably going to be better off moving into solar because you can make an insane amount of money with that, which you can probably do with cars. So I don't know, man. You make up your own mind. But solar is definitely here to stay. Next question. Is it okay to work for a company if you're just starting off? I understand that working with the installers themselves makes you more money, but if you have no previous experience in sales, would it be smart to work with a company just for the experience and training? I get that question quite a bit. So the question is basically, is it okay to work for a company if you're just starting out and you don't know shit, just to learn the ropes of the industry, considering they're probably going to take advantage of you and going to waste your time just for you to learn the ropes of the industry? I'll tell you this. To me, knowing what I know now, I would not recommend it. I would probably recommend it to learn it from someone else who's been in the industry, who doesn't have an ulterior motive. If you know somebody that can teach you, pay them money, because if you don't do that, you're going to end up wasting a lot of your time. I want to get things done quickly. I do not want to wait around. If that's you, by all means. I'm just telling you, almost the entire premise of this channel is to make you guys realize that solar in and of itself, you could be perfectly well off by yourself if you go at it without working for anybody. Basically, what I would tell you is to seek help outside of working with a solar company, because that's going to waste a lot of your time. And the fact of the matter is, you may not learn what you're going in to learn in the first place. So you never know. So again, there's a lot of time wasting involved, and I don't like to waste my time. My time is the most precious asset, so I don't want to waste any of it. Very, very sacred. So protect your time. I would say don't do that. Another question. Thanks for your video, brother. I'm getting into solar now, and I have a couple of questions. I've had interviews with a few solar companies where it would work for them, but then also met a dope guy who specializes in training independent salespeople. Difference is the solar companies will be local, and the connection I made lives in New York City. I'm in Florida. He agreed to help close initial sales for me in the beginning, all remotely, and I have some money in investments that I can use to hold me over until my first paycheck. Just not sure which route to go. I've had light sales experience in the past, and I'm getting married soon with 2 daughters. Congratulations. No longer going at it solo, and I'm trying to think of the best option for my family. Thanks, bro. Hey man, listen, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that, and congratulations on getting married, for having 2 beautiful daughters. You must be a very, very proud dad. So what I can tell you in regards to your question is, if you're getting into solar, I would look for the best case scenario in any situation. If I'm getting into solar, what I want to do is I want to learn everything that I don't know as fast as humanly possible, so I can get to making money. Because like I like to say, you don't know what you don't know, and your ignorance, believe it or not, is costing you a lot of money, and probably a lot of headache too, because right now you don't know which route to go into. So what I would tell you is, I always say this, listen, just get help in terms of pay somebody. If you have money in investments, so on and so forth, pay somebody to teach you that stuff, and don't waste your time with anything else, because honestly, it is not worth it. Now, if you want to go that route, you can try it out, of course. I'm not telling you that's the only way to go, but the reality is that the quicker you know everything that you don't know, which in a lot of ways I've disclosed in my videos, you just have to put together the puzzle. If you don't want to do that, I have a course. You can check it out down in the description below. It's called The Solar Boss, where I go over the entire solar business model, which is the dealer model, and how to basically succeed with that business model. So again, you can go out there and work with this guy. Just realize that it's probably going to be very, very time consuming. Anyway, I hope that helps. But in any situation, I would choose money if I have the money, if I have the means to afford it, rather than my time being wasted. And that's what I'm a proponent of. Invest money into your education, because you don't want to be, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road just spinning your wheels, where you could have done that in less than 6 months. You don't want to do that, because with the right information, you can get there a lot faster. Next question. Do you think a $500 a kilowatt as a setter is a good deal? We split the kilowatt with the closer. So if it was a 10 kilowatt system, it would be 5 kW at my red line. So 500 times 5, 2,500. Is it worth to stay with this company? Any feedback is much appreciated. No, you're getting screwed. Run as fast away as you humanly possible away from these people. All right. No, this is not a good deal. That's all I'm going to say, honestly. Question not answered. What do you mean? Do you get paid on the sale or when it's installed? You get paid in 2 installments. Your first installment is, we call it in solar, called the M1, which is milestone 1. And that is an upfront commission that you get paid. It's anywhere between 30 to 50% of the entire commission. And the rest you get paid when the panels are up on the roof. All right. Glad I stumbled upon this video. I've been thinking about jumping into solar and didn't know it was as easy as applying with installers on one's own. What do you think I'm doing? I'm giving you straight up facts that are going to help you succeed in solar in the fastest way possible. What do you think? I was lying to you? Of course you can go on your own. It is much better. Honestly, appreciate you for being a subscriber. And yes, it is that easy. You just apply and you get to work with anyone you want, pretty much. Different installers have different onboarding processes, but you can onboard with anybody. Don't listen to people. Next question. Being doing solar for 2 years and had about 150 installs with my sales company. They switched to a rev share comp plan and it drastically reduced my commission. I was making $2,000 to $3,000 per deal installed. I looked into signing up directly with installers as a dealer and now have 3 amazing solar installers in Vegas that have amazing customer reviews. Now I make $6,000 plus per deal installed and is way less stressful. Going EPC direct is definitely the move if you already have the sales skills. 100%, sir. I vouch for that. 100%. That's what my channel's all about. Okay, listen to this person. He's telling the truth. Next question. Can you make a video on what the process looks like to sell independently through an installer? Yes, sir. I would make a video about that. Very, very, very soon. It is a simple process. What do you do after you set the appointment? Do you partner with a solar company, hand it off to a closer? And how is it you guys get paid? You get paid on the sales that go through, meaning deals that are installed. Pretty much. Okay. You get paid, like I said, in 2 ways. But what I would tell you is this. The most important thing that you have to care about is that you don't set the appointment before you have the install. You have to know where you're going to sell. You have to know the installer is solid and you onboard it with them before you start setting the appointment. Because once you set the appointment, you got to act quickly. You got to close the deal possibly on the same day. You're going to have the follow-up appointment. So you got to have the installer first. And the way you get paid from the installer is M1 and M2, like I already discussed. Hey, Van, with Net Metering 3.0 around the corner, could you do a video on how you'd pitch a customer on a cold knock in an average California neighborhood, or even in the comments, please? Thank you. I don't knock doors, honestly, so I would know how to pitch a customer. I've seen quite a few people who do this. There's also other YouTube channels if you want to continue to door knock, and by all means. All I can say about Net Metering 3.0 is, because a lot of people have been asking me about this. Listen, California is the best possible state you can sell solar in, okay? Bar none. Right now, that's the truth. It don't matter if Net Metering 3.0 is around the corner, brother, because solars is here to stay. And the fact of the matter is that Net Metering 3.0 is not going to change anything. They're going to add some fees and whatever, but it's still going to make sense. If you do the numbers and it makes sense for the homeowner, that's all you need. For sure, solar is here to stay. And I don't knock doors, but once again, Net Metering 3.0 should not scare you at all. I'm thinking about getting into solar, not sure what my first step should be. Your first step is to start. Okay, don't think about it. Act. Get in there. So the first step is get in touch with the installer. Or actually, the first step will be to start an LLC if you don't have that, but that's like the basic one. Okay, next one will be to choose a state and pick an installer, or connect with someone who's an EPC or a sub-dealer. That's your first step. Second step will be, no, actually the first step will be to get educated, because you don't know jack shit. So that's how people get in trouble. That's how people get taken advantage of. First step is to get educated. Second step is to find an installer and get onboarded with them. And third step will be to start generating leads. Connect with a lead provider agency, start generating leads yourself. And that's how you get paid. That's the entire process in solar. It's a dumb man's game. It is very, very simple. Next question. What do you think about Apricot Solar? Which is the best virtual solar company to partner with? Apricot Solar, I'm not fond of. I would tell you this. Any company that promotes like pyramid scheme like stuff like Apricot Power, what have you, no. I freaking no. Of course they're going to tell you the red line model doesn't work, because it works for them. It makes them rich. What do you think about it? Like, if a bank is telling you to keep your money in a savings account so you can get paid basically less than peanuts, your money is getting eaten up by inflation to sit in a fucking savings account, and the banks are telling you that, who's making money? You or them? them, of course. So everyone's gonna tell you stuff for the most part that benefits them directly, not you. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Next question, please make a video specifically about Apricot and review their process. Maybe I would do that. Maybe that would get a lot of views. I don't know. But yeah, you already know my opinion on Apricot. Is your course optimized for 2023? Are you really asking that question? All of my courses optimized for 2023. I have the Solar Boss and the Solar Boss Lead Gen. One of them is sales related, basically teaching you how to start in solar using the dealer model effectively and get to start making money as quickly as possible. Second one is to solve the biggest problem in the industry, which is lead generation, and how to never rely on a single lead provider ever again. Basically, yes, to answer your question, yes, it is optimized. Okay, last few questions. Okay, so I want to sell solar. How do I connect with the installation part of it? There's installers in every single state. I like to work with nationwide installers for the most part. There are some people that I would probably recommend in individual states, but they're not that many. Most installers are bigger companies or sub-dealers. That's my new thing. I recommend people to go with sub-dealers because better communication, and most of the time, because they're sending the installer a lot of business, your red line with them will be much lower. So it's very, very simple. You have really good information. I just subscribed to the channel. What is your opinion on power? First of all, thank you, sir, for being a subscriber. I appreciate you, or ma'am. All right, what is your opinion on power? No, Apricot, Power, companies that have pyramid-like schemes, I do not like them, okay? They're clumsy, they're bad, and their models work. I don't want to say against you, but they work more for them than they work for you. So maybe I'll make a video exposing Apricot and Power. Listen, let me tell you this. Nobody that I know who's working for Power is making a shit ton of money. I'm sure there is people out there who are doing this. Every single one of my clients, people that I've talked to who are making a boatload of money in solar, none of them's affiliated with these companies. I wonder why. Listen, I will make a video on these companies, but that's my short answer on the question. Last question. Don't you guys offer a Facebook ads management service? If so, how do I get that? Sir, you can reach me in one of the links in the description below. Maybe I will get on a call with you. We can talk about it. And then if you like what you hear, then you can do business with us. If not, you can check out the first link in the description below, which is basically teaching you how to fish, which is showing you exactly how to generate leads on your own without ever having to rely on external marketing sources. Hope you enjoyed the first initial part. I suppose maybe a few or many to come because I really enjoyed them. I'm gonna have my team pull out some more questions so I can answer that. And if you have any questions for me, please post them down in the comments below in this video and any future videos. Subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one.